So now with these three classes, and in the United States, the US FCC, we only have LPI and SP because VLP has not been allowed yet, it's not been ruled on yet for US FCC. But if we look at this LPI and SP, we also mentioned AFC systems are not available yet. So, boy, what are people going to have to do? Now, Cambium, we are a manufacturer, a designer of wireless systems, and we see the same problem. We see a problem here where people are going to buy an access point and expect to utilize this SP class of transmit power, and they're not going to be able to do it because that AFC system is not yet approved and built and commercially available. The FCC has not issued rulings on that yet. So what do? Do they just buy an AP today? Why don't you walk us through a bit of what Cambium is doing in terms of technology to help people sort of bridge these what we do today and what we're going to be able to do tomorrow with Wi-Fi 6E. What kind of bridges can we build in technology?
I mean, we program these chips, right? I mean, a lot of chips have wide ranges, so we have software-defined capabilities. So we can actually do a software-defined radio to allow us to have that ability in the future to enable that frequency band when it's available, right? Okay. Until then, we easily say, okay, you're a 5 gigahertz today. Well, you know, we can make you a 6 gigahertz tomorrow because it's a software-defined radio. Some of our APs kind of do that now. You know, we don't need that 2.4. I need a 5 gig, so I want to do 2 5 gig radios as opposed to a 2.4 and a 5 gig, right? Because I mean, we have that capability, and we're already using software-defined. So we just said, hey, let's reutilize this in another way to future-proof, in the sense that, hey, we know that we're limited right now because we don't have the AFC.
Yeah, so software-defined radio is really a nice way then to build in some investment protection, quite frankly, because if you buy an access point today, Wi-Fi 6E, and you think, well, I want to use it the same way I always used it, I want to use standard power, but standard power is not available, that investment is now wasted. It's wasted until some point in the future an AFC system becomes available that you can start to use. So the way Cambium is doing the SDR in our Wi-Fi 6E products, in fact, all of our Wi-Fi 6E APs that are being released and will be released in 2022 will have this SDR capability for exactly that reason, because it enables you to adapt your network designs according to two factors. And you and I have talked quite a bit about the impact of the device type on the network topology. And so what if your network doesn't have a lot of Wi-Fi 6E clients in it? And then all of a sudden, at some point in the future, it does. So you need to have that ability to react when your ecosystem of devices requires the 6 gigahertz network. And you need to have the ability to really migrate your design methodology from what you do today in 5 gigahertz to what we're going to do tomorrow in 6 gigahertz, whether it's LPI or SP. So that's where Cambium's software-defined radio technology is really going to help. And one other thing, Mitch, I'll tell you about, because I've been talking to some of the other engineers about this, and so I'll give you a little clue on some things, and the listeners, this webcast, hearing it probably too for the first time. We're also building in some automation tools into our 6 gigahertz design migration. So building in some migration tools that will actually monitor the network and actually tell you when you have, how many you have, and what percentage of devices support Wi-Fi 6E, support the 6 gigahertz band, even if you're not deployed yet, even if you have not actually deployed the 6 gigahertz network, this will tell you if the clients in your network are capable of using the 6 gigahertz and give you a recommendation as to at what point you should consider migrating that network over, flipping that software switch over to use the 6 gigahertz band. And that's going to be a nice migration tool.
Sorry, go on.
No, it's a good tool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great tool. I mean, how many times do you have networking equipment that tell you, hey, you can upgrade me?
Yeah, with
Yeah,
with a flip of a switch.
with a flip of a switch. It's like,
Yeah,
oh wow, that I mean
yeah.
that's amazing, right? That's a really that's ingenious. I'll just say that word right there, ingenious.
It's one of those things we thought about it a lot. The engineers put a lot of thought into how do we make this process easy for people to do. Because quite frankly, once you deploy the network, you don't necessarily know all the clients, and if you say you're an IT administrator of a school district, I mean, you don't know what types of devices are in that school. It could be higher education or K through 12. It's a significant amount of work to try to figure out and survey people and ask them what kind of devices do you have, and then you make a decision. Well, do I have enough devices to migrate to 6 or not? It's hard to find that trigger point, the right point in the future when you need to upgrade. So that's why we added the additional intelligence into the network architecture to actually assist in this migration, to actually tell you this is the number you have today. It's not a problem yet. This is the number you're going to have in the future, or maybe you're there now. And this is when we recommend the network will be improved if you upgrade to 6 gigahertz. So we like that tool, that migration tool for 6 gigahertz and Wi-Fi 6E. So Cambium is including that in our Wi-Fi 6E product portfolio that we're releasing now, and the rest of the products in 2022.